Personal trainer to the stars and a regular contributor on the Dr. Oz show, his clients range from Dr. Oz to Olympic medalists who are striving to break through performances to kids who are just learning to appreciate their health. I am thrilled to welcome Joel Harper.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm great. So excited to have you.
Thanks for having me on, Wendy.
Well, your book, Mind Your Body, one of the best fitness books I've ever read.
Thank you very much.
I think mostly because it's easy to read. You kind of lay out what it is that you need to do in your mind and for your body. And I love also that you put in the back of it, first of all, your pictures are beautiful in it, so you can see the moves and exactly how to do it. And then you also gave us recipes and dessert, too.
Exactly. I wanted to make it one-stop shopping. I read all these books out there, and they have some great information, but it's a little bit confusing. So I wanted to make it very simple for the reader, very user-friendly, and I wanted to have everything in there. So every page has new information on it, and it builds on the previous page.
And it definitely is. First of all, it motivated me. Because every time I turned the page, I wanted to know more. So it's a wonderful book. Congratulations to you. And I like that it says 4 weeks to a leaner, healthier life.
Exactly. In only 15 minutes a day.
That's what I like about it. Is that really possible?
Without a doubt. I made it very user-friendly, and you're using your time wisely in all those, the meals, the moves, and the mindset. It's all very user-friendly, and it's based day by day. So it makes it very concise, and I already did all the homework for the reader, so they can just, dive right in and get to work immediately.
And I think what's going to be helpful is I want to take us back to the beginning about, you talked about how this book came to be, and you talked about yourself as a skinny kid. And can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I thought that was like a great insight to probably a lot of kids.
Yeah, definitely. I grew up and I wasn't so comfortable with my body, and people would make fun of me, and I always, felt bad about that. And so I connected some, unhealthy feelings towards what I look like, but it was just my perception, what other people were telling me about myself, and I believed it until I got, insight into that's not the case, and I kind of, life situations, and I got involved in modeling, and a career of what you look like, which is fantastic, and it rewarded me on my, good work of going to the gym and all that. So it kind of propelled me into this, business of, fitness, which I love, and helping other people get into shape. But the bottom line is it comes basically from what goes on in your mind. So that's why the book is more mind-based and really focused on, your inner thoughts and your repetitive thinking and your cyclical behavior, if you have that, and, breaking down those negative thoughts and changing them and propelling yourself forward with those thoughts in a positive way.
So, and it's important for kids to, I like that you train a lot of kids too, and I like that this book is geared towards kids. And I realize at that, when you're comparing yourself to other people, and no two bodies are the same.
Exactly. And I'm not big on comparing at all. So that's why when I designed the book, I wanted to have, certain sort of, not really rules, but I wanted to set it up with a good, big grounding so people felt really grounded because, as a kid, I'd see gold medal athletes, I'd go to Broadway shows, I'd be like, wow, how do all these talented people get there? They didn't just start off. But, once I got in the business of training, for over 20 years, you see people who are really successful, whether it be, in the music industry, an actor, a stay-at-home mom, whatever it was, they all have the same traits, which I found was interesting, the people who do succeed and do accomplish their goals. So that's kind of how the book got started after The Skinny Kid, is I figured out, what it takes to succeed. And then I was like, how do I get my clients, and I tried to tap into what I was doing already and really write that down and make it user-friendly for the reader because it has to do with feelings first and who do you want to be. So that's why, Wendy, I put that test in there, who do you want to be, to get people coming from a place within and to focus on what they want to achieve with their body and with their life.
I love it. And I also love that you wrote in it after you were talking about being the skinny kid, and then at 17 you were discovered by a modeling agency and you started modeling. I worked for a modeling agency when I first moved to New York, and like you said in the book, even they have insecurities. Celebrities, they have insecurities, anxieties, and they're not, even though you perceived as this beautiful person, and they're skinny and they're this and that, they have their same insecurities that someone that's maybe overweight has.
Exactly. And it's all going on all in the mind. It was amazing to me. I'd see people who were in incredible shape. They were beautiful. They were stunning. And they would get, work for huge top designers. And then some of them are roommates and some are friends of friends. And you get to really know them because you go to these foreign countries and you spend a lot of quality time with them. And you get to figure out what goes on in their head. I just found it really fascinating and sad at the same time that there was this huge disconnect to what was reality and what was they were experiencing in their brain. And so that's what, how I've been so successful with my clients on a day-to-day basis is really tapping into that and bridging the gap so the thoughts in their head match who they are.
It's amazing. If you just tuned, I'm talking to Joel Harper, personal trainer to the stars and a regular contributor on the Dr. Oz show. How did that all happen with Dr. Oz?
I've been training Dr. Oz well before he was famous, so it's a long history. I've trained him for over 15 years. So we've kind of seen each other's careers kind of go day by day. So it's been fascinating and very exciting to see him do so well and become so successful.
I think he has one of the best shows on TV.
It's great. It's an excellent way to educate people, and he pulls in all these different experts from all these different fields to educate the audience, which is fantastic.
I'd much prefer to watch that than some of those. I hate to say it, some of those reality shows. You got to pick up Joel Harper's book, Mind Your Body: 4 Weeks to a Leaner, Healthier Life. Okay, so let's start talking about this. We're gonna first break into the 10 core concepts of optimal success. Tell us about that. You're going to take us through each of them.
Yeah, definitely. But I want to go back one step right before the 10 core concepts is basically back to the who do you want to be test and the feelings. So whenever a client comes into me, I ask them every time, what top feeling did you feel the last few days? And it kind of gets them looking inside and what they're actually feeling. Because once you get in touch with your feelings, it drives your behavior and then you create patterns. So if you kind of do stuff a lot, we get on this, these patterns of life, and we don't really think, how we feel. We know how we feel. If you ask somebody, they're like, oh, I feel this way, or I felt annoyed, or I was irritated, or I felt peaceful, or I felt bored. And you ask them, but once you get in touch with those feelings, then you figure it out, is it a feeling that you want to keep choosing? Do you want to be bored? Do you want to be annoyed? Do you want to be irritated? And I ask people, what feeling would you rather have said? And they'll say stimulated, creative, inspired. They'll come up with other thoughts. So it gets them on the right track. So then they think, I have a day. What feelings do I want to feel? So when I'm doing a book like this, it's based on what do you want to feel like? So when you're coming from that place, it causes you to get in touch with the 10 core concepts. And I broke the 10 core concepts because those are traits that I see the people who do not succeed do not do these traits. And that's why they're either yo-yo dieters, they can't get the 20 pounds off, they're not getting good benefits from their workouts. So I really wanted to create people with a good, solid base. So once they have that, they can accomplish anything. Let
me ask you a question before we get into any more of that. What do you think about those fad diets like the isogenics and the ideal shapes and all those things?
Well, anything that says the word diet in it, I'm not big on diet because, it has the word die in it already. I'm big more on focusing what works for each individual, and everybody is different. And that's what my book is about the reader. I ask you questions, and you give yourself answers. And in those answers, you move forward. And every single person's different. Something's going to be right for one person, but it's not going to be right for the next person. And that's kind of how I designed the book, so it's right for everybody because they're answering questions and they're answering them. So all the different diets out there work for some people. Yeah, they do great things, but they don't work for other people. So you have to figure out what works for you and then stick with it. And when it comes to diet, I'm not big on it at all. My whole nutrition plan is revolves around taking everything healthy out of the grocery store and finding a recipe that works and is tasty because you want to enjoy it.
Right.
So I'm not big on restricting. I'm big on eating things that are healthy in correct portions.
That's one thing I said when you start this series, I'm going to start the book and I'm going to get on the path. And I was just away. So I said to myself, how do I feel? And I said, I feel motivated, like I'm ready to go.
Good. Great. And that's how I want people, once they get into the first few pages of the book, that's what I want to set them up for and keep them consistent. Consistency is the key.
If you just tuned in, I'm talking to Joel Harper, celebrity trainer and regular contributor on Dr. Oz. His book, Mind Your Body: 4 Weeks to a Leaner, Healthier Life. You can also, his DVD is a 2-set DVD, 7 quick, effective workouts, Joel Harper's Fit Pack Total. I can't imagine.
Yeah, it has 17 workouts.
17 workouts. Amazing.
Yeah, they're all short. They're no equipment. So I got like gold medal athletes. They're in the DVD. So you could see each workout has 3 people. And you could see, hey, I need to do this. Once I master this, then I do this, and then I do this. So you're watching all 3 people simultaneously, and you pick the one fight. Sometimes it'll be easy for you, so you move up to the next level. Sometimes it'll be too hard, and you just do what the other person's doing.
And you've got a lot of everything in there.
Exactly. It's broken down to every body part, and then I put Dr. Oz's workouts in there as well. So I believe it has 3. It has a morning workout for you. So it's great to just pop in. They're all short, no equipment workouts.
I love it because it's easy. You do it right at home.
Exactly.
So
most people, it takes them a while to go to the gym. They could get their workout in before they, schlep to the gym.
So can we just do it at home? Is it possible?
Without a doubt, most definitely. And people say, I don't believe that. But you're working on a number scale in my book. 0 is easy and 10 is hard. So when you're doing an exercise, to get results, you got to work to 8s, 9s, and 10s. So let's say I have 2 people that come in for the workout, and they're working out together, and their names are Jane and Sally. Jane on one
that's in your book. I was going to ask you about that, Joel. That's one. I love that you're going to say this because that really got me.
Exactly. So let's say they're working out together. Each person's going to have different exercises. They're going to be harder for the other one. So Jane may, burn really quickly. She may be able to do 25 of the knee bounces, whereas Sally can do 35. Whereas Jane could do, 55 of the abs before she gets to a 9 or 10 burn level, and Sally can only do 15. So it varies exercise to exercise, but how my book and my workout is designed is that you work every muscle from every single angle, so you create a well-balanced body.
I love it. I'm so excited for this because you are motivating me so much that I can't imagine how much you're motivating everyone else that's listening.
Thank you. I love doing it. It's so exciting to see people accomplish their goals.
And you make it seem easy, Joel. Seriously, I've had every celebrity trainer on this show. You really make it easy. You make it light, because people get stressed about it when they start to think about it.
And you shouldn't be stressed at all. A good workout, you should leave it feeling energized and tension-free. I have people come to me from other trainers like, oh, my God, my shoulder's bothering me, my back, I'm really not big on working out, I avoid it. So I make it really fun with my clients. I make it entertaining. So there's little mind games in there that you do, and it makes it really fun and interesting and stimulating because you want to leave every workout feeling energized and tension-free. You want to get the tension out of your body.
And water, most important to drink?
Without a doubt. I tell everybody to take their body weight and cut it in half. So let's say I weigh 200 pounds. Half of that is 100. I should drink 100 ounces of water scattered throughout every single day. Water makes a huge difference. Most people are dehydrated. Most people have, back issues. Their neck is tight. Their shoulders are tight, basically because they don't have enough water in their body. And we're like sponges. And when there's not enough water, it starts to shrink up. So I tell people, get that water in scattered throughout the day. If you worked out, you need to drink another 10 ounces.
Okay. All right.
And we're not like camels. You can't wait. Oh, my God, I forgot. It's the end of the day. Oh, I'm going to catch up and drink all the water. It doesn't work that way.
I've done that before.
Drink it scattered. And usually people are living off the day before. So if people come to me with like headaches, I'm like, well, how much water did you drink yesterday? They're like, oh, I didn't drink very much at all. And I'm like, okay. It usually spills over. Like when people are doing triathlons and races, those 3 or 4 days before that's when you got to make sure you get that water in your body.
Unbelievable. It's true. It's very true. And eating
is key.
So key. And can we talk about that for a minute? Because it's hard. It's hard to be healthy. To eat healthy because
it's actually really easy to eat healthy. And that's the way I designed the book. I make it very user-friendly and very easy. So you just have to kind of think a little bit in advance and make meals automated so that they, you don't overthink them. If you overthink them and it turns into a project, that's like some people are like, oh, my God, I worried about this, for 45 minutes and blah, 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 blah. And like 45 minutes, then if you did something and it took you half an hour, it really took twice as long because you worried about it. Just go ahead and do it. Just do it correctly the first time. And you want to have nutritionally dense food so it satisfies you and it tastes good. So you don't think, oh, I'm going to reward myself with something unhealthy. I look at it doesn't work that way. Food is fuel. To disattach all your feelings to food. Look at it as food is fuel. Enjoy it. Enjoy the taste of it. Enjoy, spending time with other people and eating healthy meals, but disconnect your feelings to it. Because when you have feelings to it, then you could be on a roller coaster ride. And you don't want to look at food as like, oh, I'm feeling really annoyed now or anxious, and when I eat food, it's going to tire me out, and then I'm not going to feel annoyed and anxious anymore. Let that all go. If you're feeling annoyed, figure out why you're annoyed. Figure out why you're anxious. Get to the root of the issue, and then eat food.
It really is the title of your book, Mind Your Body. It's amazing because it's true. It is in our head. And if we get our head straight, we're going to get our body straight.
Exactly. And that's why I designed it around the number 10. So you have the 10 core concepts, and then you have the 3 different categories, the mind, the moves, and the meals. And within those, you have